The internet's fake. Let's talk about that. Roll the intro, cuts, edits, everything. All right. Previously, we've talked about how fake engagement, fake likes, fake everything kills your reach and can be detrimental to your campaigns. I won't discuss that in this video. My colleague Boar did an amazing job. Today we're going to look into how do these fake engagements, fake like work? Are they being realized by companies, sold to you? And how can you recognize them as a brand owner or somebody that wants to test their campaign's efficiency or the influencers that they work with? Generally speaking, these user-based metrics, which are either engagement, likes, video views, or anything that's displayed in an analytics screen, can be modulated or modified by the use of fake virtual users that are either being created by fake phones, virtual environments, or virtual machines. For your better understanding, you can imagine this as a room or row, preferably in a low-wage, low-income country where the cost of living or cost of electricity is quite low, in which they have placed either a bunch of virtual machines or a bunch of phones that are working together in either creating or managing these fake or faked accounts or users. These faked accounts or users will then be directed via a script or any other type of Python code to a certain landing page or visiting page. On this visiting page, they will either perform an action or just engage or look at the content that they're specified to engage with. This will create or modulate the metrics that we've previously discussed. Another version or form of how these fake engagements or fake views are being created are apps or programs out there that allow real users and real people to interact with content based on a reward system. They can then exchange these rewards in turn for fake views of themselves. How these platforms work is they will present the users, actual people, with a certain amount of content to interact with, and after completing these interactions, which will be directed again to a paying customer, you will see that they will get a reward that they can exchange for reactions or fake engagements themselves. However, the great pitfalls of fake engagement will be present when using these forms of actual people that are engaging with content they don't actually care about. Most major platforms have directed their view and their approach to what content they present their viewers or customers or users with to watch time and time spent on the platform. Their algorithms are tailored to maximize the time spent on the platform in order to maximize the ads that are being viewed, which generates revenue for the platform. The biggest problem that has been previously discussed by my colleague is that when you have users or fake users or real users that engage with your content because they are directed to do so and they do not have any actual affiliation or interest in your content, is that it will not increase watch time and not promote watch time. Furthermore, you can see that due to the peer-to-peer based structure of recommendation, a lot of times having potential customers or even users engage with your content that do not fall within your target audience, your content might be recommended to people that don't care about it, which can lead to bad recommendation ratings and furthermore less recommendations to your posts. Lastly, in this video, I'd like to discuss how you can recognize fake bot accounts or fake engagements. We'll do this in two parts. One hand, we're going to look at how to recognize fake accounts, what to look for in these accounts to determine that they're fake. And on the other hand, we're going to look at metrics such as view time, watch time, statistics such as engagement, and see how you can recognize fake metrics on your posts or posts of influencers you would like to work with. Step 1, how to recognize bot accounts. All right, I'll flash some examples on the screen right now in which you can see accounts that are being created or have been created by virtual machines or phones en masse, which means at a large scale. Therefore, you can see that most often these accounts are very low quality. They will either be populated with posts that are not related to the poster themselves, that don't have anything to do with the bio, or aren't logically related to the type of content the poster would post in such an account. Furthermore, you can always look at the either engagement that the account receives and see if it has any semblance or resemblance of a genuine user or person. Everybody has friends, and most people receive a certain amount of likes of people they reasonably or generally interact with from time to time. What you will see on these bot accounts is that the follower count and the following count and the ratio between the two will not match that of an actual human user. So it might be that it's following 4,000, 3,000, 5,000 accounts and only has 300, 200 followers. These ratios are out of whack and will never happen with anybody that has a true posting consistency or that's a real person at all. Step 2 then. How to recognize fake or faked engagement and metrics. Alright, so even though all of these metrics can be faked in such a way that it's very hard, very difficult, even for a professional to spot if they have been faked, it's important to remember that it will never be beneficial to your business if you fake these metrics, engagement, stats, or even follower count. Alright, so how do you spot this in clients or in your campaigns or people you want to work with? it's very important to look at the ratio and how this engagement or how these metrics are being built up, right? Let's start with a basic example. When you have a page on a social media platform that is using followers as a metric to show the amount of potential people a post is recommended to when posted, all right? You can see that a person with an Instagram account with, for example, 100,000 followers, they should be receiving somewhere in the ballpark of between 1.5 to 4% engagement in terms of likes. Once it's a lot below this, so let's say somebody with 100,000 followers is receiving 100 likes, something is off. Now, it might mean they're a corporate account and their engagement isn't up to spec of something that a private account would be. However, it's still important to look at those metrics and see if you can determine the truthfulness of those followers. In that case, it might be useful to actually look at the followers this account has and scan maybe a few dozen of them and check them with the things we've previously discussed about how to recognize fake accounts. Every account can have a certain amount of fake followers. This is due to how the bots work, and in order to populate bot accounts, they try and seek out real accounts to follow. So don't make your determinations based on 2 or 3 picks. Pick out a good amount of accounts and scan them and see how truthful they are and if they are supposedly fake or real, and then make a determination on how realistic this follower account is. There's also software and programs that can do this for you. Once you've determined that the follower count of an account is real and that their engagement somewhat matches the expectations of the amount of followers they have, you can take a look at individual posts to go even more in depth on how real their following and their engagement is. For this, we again look at the ratios between specific measurements. In all platforms, you will have one measurement that has been described as either impressions or views. This means people that have been shown the content but not necessarily interacted with it. In most scenarios, almost all, this will be the largest metric, and it is never possible to have less impressions than you have, for example, likes or, for example, views and comments. Because everybody that will interact with this post, at least organically, will have to have been watching it, seeing it, or come across it on their social media platform and device that they're using to access that platform. Now, not all platforms will actually present you as a third party with these informations, so it's important to look at the information that is available to you. Platforms like Instagram Reels or TikTok will actually show you the view count of every single post when you enter somebody's account. You can then compare this view count with their engagement, likes, and comments to see if there's a truthful ratio between the two. Now, for example, if somebody has received 2 million views on their video, but they only have 400 likes and 2 comments, you know something is off. Likewise, if somebody has 100,000 views, but they have 4,000 likes, maybe more, maybe less, and about 500 comments, you know that those ratios are likely, even very good, and the content and the engagement might be real. So always take a second to check out if the ratios between the metrics follow a logical order of most and then slightly decreasing related to the amount of user interaction that is required to receive that metric. So just to conclude, first of all, never buy fake followers, never buy fake views. Any and all fake engagement is like placing people in your store that are not willing to buy anything and won't recommend you to their friends. The most valuable followers and engagement are people that are actually engaged and interested in your brand, as the people surrounding them might also be actually interested. My colleague Bora has made a great video talking more in depth about the dangers of fake content and also fake engagement and fake likes. Now, I might be a bit rusty because this is my first video in a while, but I'd like to thank you for watching. Please subscribe to New Age Media. Check out some other cool videos somewhere in the screen. I don't know. But do know that we'll be back every single week with something nice and something educational for you as a digital marketer or influencer to learn. See you next time.